Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, My Comfort Angel. I'm Miss LT, and thank you for joining. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also comment. Question: do you remember that show, Gilligan's Island? Right? How many of you remember that? Every time I watched that, I would always say, when are they getting off this island? Right? What were they doing there in the first place? So I was thinking, when it comes to grieving and the relation to that, first of all, when you lose a loved one, it's a horrible feeling, whether it's a single loss or multiple losses over the course of time. In my own personal journey, I lost my only son. He was 24, and I lost him to a autoimmune disease called vasculitis. It happened so suddenly, so rapidly. And when he passed away, my whole world just crumbled. It shattered. My heart ached, and I was going through like the different emotions, the grieving. Why did it happen? Should I have seen the signs? What could I have done differently? When I think about that show, and I'm not quite sure what even made me think about Gilligan's Island, but the one thing that stuck out was their main goal was to change and move on and do something different to get off that island. Well, obviously, in grief, you can't do anything different. You can't change how you're feeling, and you can't move on. You'll always have that feeling, that pain in your heart. The one thing that you can do is, how do you think about building up to continue on with your life, although you're losing the feeling that, or you've lost the feeling that your loved one is no longer with you. So when you think about that raft, like, I'm sure they tried to build a raft to get them off the island and they could be rescued. But with grief, how does that work? How are you going to get rescued from grief? So here's my thought process. When your grief hits, there is no raft, there is no signal, there is no like SOS that someone can come rescue you, right? But what you can do is just say, you know something, I'm not going to give up, right? I'm going to continue to try to be strong, because your loved one would want that, okay? See, giving up is not the answer. And that's what their process was on this Gilligan Island. They didn't give up. They were constantly thinking about their current situation, and then how to make it different, how to come up with something that would help. Okay? So again, with grief, I'm not saying that you could be rescued, but how do you come up with ways in your own personal grief journey that could help you? Well, one of the things that helps, and again, my personal journey, is by reaching out to others. I also seek professional guidance, professional counseling. Another thing I do is I just try to take deep breath and then say to myself, you know what? My son would not want me to falter. My son would not want me to give up, right? I taught my son different things in life to never, ever give up, no matter what it was. So you know what? I'm trying to remember that same mental knowledge, not giving up, okay? So I'm hoping that with that term, that referencing, and some of you may think, okay, you know what? It still doesn't make sense to me, honestly. Okay, but again, I'm just speaking based on my own personal journey. So the next time you think about, well, okay, I'm not giving up, but what can I do to help me get through this situation? What are your thoughts? What are some of the ways that you come up with in your own personal grief journey that helps you day to day? Is it, again, reaching out to others? Is it going for long walks? Is it just staying home? And, or sometimes for me, I remember going into his room and just talking to him, right? It took me a while. Don't get me wrong. It definitely took me a while, but it helped. So just reach out. I welcome your comments and let me know your thoughts. Until next time, thank you for joining my Comfort Angel. Hope to see you guys again. Bye now.